Welcome to another exciting deep dive from the FPL Cheat Sheet Briefing, the show that gives you a data-driven edge in the Fantasy Premier League.
Great to be here. And today, we're really getting into the weeds looking at the numbers for GameWeek 5.
Absolutely. We'll be breaking down the optimal wildcard free hit and differentials teams, all powered by our data.
But hold on. Before we jump into GameWeek 5, we really need to look back at GameWeek 4. See how our predictions actually stacked up against reality.
Always important. Learn from the data, right? See what worked, what didn't.
Exactly. It helps refine the strategy going forward.
Okay, so let's start with the GameWeek 4 wildcard team review. How did we do overall?
Well, for the full squad, all 15 players, the model predicted 75.79 expected points.
And the actual points hauled
came in at 62. So a bit of a shortfall there, about 13 points under what we expected.
Quite a gap. But I guess the overall number doesn't tell the whole story, does it?
Yeah.
Any standouts?
Definitely. You look at Tarkowski from Everton, he really delivered. We had him down for, 4.93 expected points.
Yeah, around that.
And he brought home 8 actual points. That's, a solid 3 points over expectation. Great performance.
Nice one. Anyone else?
Virgil from Liverpool, too. Similar story. Predicted 5.46 expected points, also delivered 8 points. So that's another 2.5 points gain. Those defenders really came through.
Okay. But it wasn't all good news, was it? Where did it kind of fall down?
Right. Well, Watkins from Aston Villa, the algorithm really liked him, predicted 5.27 expected points.
And he got
just 2 points. So that's over 3 points below what we thought. A miss there.
Ouch. And Gakpo. I remember he was predicted pretty highly.
Yeah, Gakpo even more so. Predicted 6.33 expected points, only managed 3 actual. That's a 3.33 point underperformance. Quite significant.
Wow. And even the captain, Salah.
Salah did okay. 9 actual points, which isn't bad at all. Yeah. But predicted 9.80 expected points. So just slightly under, less than a point difference, but still not quite hitting that peak prediction.
So a real mixed bag for the wild card then. Some hits, some definite misses.
Pretty much sums it up. Now, shifting to the GameWeek 4 free hit team, it's a slightly different picture.
How so?
For the full 15 players, we predicted 70.06 expected points, and they actually scored 72 points.
Oh, so they actually outperformed the model overall.
Yeah, by nearly 2 points,
yeah.
Which is, nice to see.
But I sense a but coming.
Well, yeah. For the starting 11 plus the captain, the prediction was higher, 74.13 expected points.
And the actual.
67 points. So it looks like the bench chipped in quite a bit, maybe more than expected, while the main starters didn't quite reach their projected ceiling.
Right, gotcha. Any big individual stories from the free hit team? Holland must be one.
Oh, absolutely. Holland was immense. Predicted a solid, 6.69 expected points.
And he went nuclear, didn't he?
13 actual points. That's a massive 6.31 points over performance. Just huge for anyone who had him.
Incredible return. Anyone else shine?
Well, Virgil, again, consistent performer. Same 8 points, same 2.54 points above his prediction. Really solid.
But there must have been some letdowns on the free hit, too.
Unfortunately, yes. Sessegnon from Fulham was our vice captain. Predicted a pretty high 7.7 expected points. Yeah. Only got 3 points. That's a big drop. 4.1 dual points below expectation. That hurts from a vice captain.
Yeah, definitely. And Rodrigo from
City, yeah. Predicted 5.80 also came in with just 3 actual points. So another 2.80 point dip.
So even on a free hit, it's no guarantee. Still those swings and roundabouts.
Exactly. The margins are fine in FPL.
Yeah.
Now let's quickly look at the differentials team from GameWeek 4. Remember, these are players with 15% or less TSB.
Right. The high risk, high reward plays. How do they do?
Not great this time, to be honest. For the full 15, predicted 70.47 expected points, but only delivered 55 actual.
Oof. In the starting 11 plus captain.
Predicted 67.02 expected points, actual was 52. So yeah, this strategy didn't really pay off in GameWeek 4, showed the risk involved.
Any bright spots in that differentials team, though?
Well, Tarkowski, again, third time we're mentioning him, predicted 4.93, delivered 8. That was a great differential call.
He really was a standout across the board.
And Alisson Becker in goal for Liverpool, predicted 4.85 expected points, got 6 actual. So, a decent plus 1.1 meath there.
Okay, but the downsides, who dragged it down?
Well, the captaincy again. Sessegnon, who we picked as captain here, Same story, predicted 7.9, delivered 3. That's a minus 4.9 right from the armband.
Tough one.
And Mateta from Palace predicted 5.73 expected points, only managed 2 actual, another 3.73 point shortfall. So yeah, it illustrates the gamble with differentials.
Definitely. Sometimes you find those hidden gems, sometimes not so much. Okay, so that's Game Week 4 reviewed. Lessons learned, hopefully.
Let's hope so.
Now, let's look forward. What does the data tell us about the optimal teams for Game Week 5? Let's dive into that now, starting with the Wildcard Team.
Right. The Game Week 5 optimal wildcard. Total value is bang on £100 million.
And the expected points.
For the starting 11, we're looking at 60.16 expected points. For all 15 players, it's 73.18 expected points.
Solid numbers. Captain and vice.
Captain is Mo Salah from Liverpool. Vice captain is Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa.
Watkins again. Interesting, especially after last week and Villa's, well, lack of goals.
It is interesting, isn't it? But despite that slow start, the model still sees big potential. It's projecting around 6 expected points for him against Sunderland.
And why is that? Just the fixture?
Fixture is key, yes, but also his underlying numbers are still good. And look at the upcoming games, Fulham and Burnley, both at home after Sunderland. Very favorable rent.
Plus his price has dropped, right?
Exactly. Dropped 2 points down to 8.8 million. So he's becoming like a real potential bargain if you believe the underlying data in the fixture swing.
Yeah.
The model looks beyond just one bad week.
Makes sense. He could be a shrewd pick now. Who else is the data liking in this wildcard team?
Wood from Nottingham Forest is another one expected to do well. Again, good fixtures coming up against Burnley and Sunderland.
And any deep differentials in this wildcard squad?
Oh, yeah. The biggest one is Munetsi from Wolves. Only 0.10% TSB. Tiny ownership. Playing Leeds at home. That's a real punt based purely on the algorithm finding some value there.
Wow, 0.1%. That takes some nerve.
It does, but then you've got your more reliable picks in there too, like Virgil, Gyökeres from Arsenal, Lacroix from Crystal Palace. It's a mix.
Okay, cool. What about the optimal free hit team for Game Week 5? For someone wanting that 1 week boost.
Right, the free hit squad. Value is just under 99.9 million. Predicted starting 11. Expected points are higher here, 64.06.
Higher than the wildcard start 11.
Yeah, slightly. And the full 15 is 74.27 expected points.
Captain and vice.
Captain is Salah again. Vice captain is Cole Palmer from Chelsea.
Interesting choice for vice. And the big headline here.
The big one is no Haaland.
Whoa. Really? The data is suggesting ditching Haaland for a free hit.
For this specific game week, yes. It's leaning heavily on Salah as captain to deliver the biggest haul. It suggests Salah's individual potential points are higher this week based on fixtures and form, outweighing Haaland's. It's a bold, data-backed call for a 1 week play.
That is fascinating. Shows the power of looking purely at the immediate fixture. What else stands out in the free hit team?
There's a real focus on Nottingham Forest. The data likes their players quite a bit against Burnley. Both defense Milenkovic, Neco Williams, and attack, like Wood and Ekitike.
So stacking Forest could be the play on a free hit.
The data certainly suggests it's a strong possibility for points this week. It sees high expected returns there.
Any other key players?
Fernandez from Manchester United is in there. Gakpo from Liverpool, too. These guys have high expected points for the game week, according to the model, making them pretty essential for this free hit setup.
Right. Designed purely for maximum points in Game Week 5. Makes sense.
Exactly. No long-term thinking involved there.
Okay, finally, let's look at the differentials wildcard team for Game Week 5. Players under 15% TSB again.
Yeah.
This one's always interesting. Overall value is lower, 94.1 million.
And the predicted points reflects the risk, I assume.
They do. The starting 11 expected points are 52.81. That's, the lowest projection we've seen for the optimal teams today.
Understandable. And the full 15.
65.79 expected points. Captain here is Watkins from Aston Villa.
Ah, Watkins is captain. That's bold given the differential status.
Well, remember, his price dropped to 8.8 million, pushed his ownership down into that differential bracket, below 15%. So you're getting a player with proven quality and good fixtures who now counts as a differential. It's quite an intriguing spot for him.
That's a really good point. Vice captain.
Szoboszlai from Liverpool.
Okay, what other differential picks are jumping out? Any City players dealing with the dreaded Pep Roulette?
Yes. There's a City trio in here. Rodrigo, Gvardiol, and O'Reilly. And you absolutely have to consider the Pep Roulette Guardiola's rotation, which makes predicting their starters so tricky.
So how does the data help there? We use estimated start percentage. Among those three, Rodrigo has the highest chance of starting, projected at 85%. That's crucial info when you're picking differentials from City. You need them to actually play.
Very true.
Yeah.
Any other exciting punts?
Midwake from Arsenal catches the eye, just 1.70% TSD. He could be a really explosive differential if he gets minutes and performs.
Definitely one to watch. Anyone else?
Yeah, a few others the data likes. Munoz and Lacoy from Palace again, Eze from Arsenal, Mateta from Palace too, and Evan Olsen from Bournemouth. All low ownership, all with decent predicted points for the week.
So this team is really for managers looking to make up ground, take some calculated risks based on the numbers.
Precisely. It's about finding those less obvious picks that our data suggests might outperform their ownership levels. Calculated risks, exactly.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, let's switch gears slightly. We had a listener question come in, and it touches on some of the players we've actually just discussed.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, the listener asks, I have 3 Aston Villa players, Watkins, Rogers, and Tielemans, and 3 Nottingham Forest players, Wood, Sells, and Milenkovic. Aston Villa hasn't scored yet this season. For Nottingham Forest, they have a new manager in Ange Postecoglou. What should I do? Should I keep them? It's a classic dilemma, right? Form versus fixtures versus underlying data.
It really is, and a great question. Very relevant for a lot of managers right now. So let's break it down using our data perspective.
Please do.
Okay, first thing to remember, especially early in the season like this, our expected points model weighs historical performance quite heavily. It doesn't just react massively to 1 or 2 game weeks.
Right, it has a longer memory.
Exactly. So for Aston Villa, even though they haven't scored yet, the data still shows pretty positive projections for their key players like Watkins, Rogers, Tielemans.
Why is that, despite the 0 goals?
Because their underlying stats, things like expected goals, chances created are still looking okay. And crucially, as we mentioned with Watkins, they have a really good run of fixtures coming up. The fixture difficulty rating is very favorable, so the data suggests patience predicting the goals will come.
Okay, so whole Villa assets for now, based on data and fixtures. What about Forest? New manager bounce or uncertainty?
Yeah, the Ange Postecoglou factor is interesting. A new manager can definitely change things, tactically, motivationally.
But the data doesn't account for that immediately.
No, our model is based on historical player and team performance data. It doesn't sort of automatically adjust for a managerial change because the impact is unknown initially. It takes time to see how Postecoglou sets them up and how players respond.
So what's the recommendation for the Forest players? Wood, Sells, Milenkovic?
Looking purely at the existing data for those players, and again, Nottingham Forest's upcoming fixture difficulty rating, which is also quite good, the recommendation is similar to Villa. Patience.
Hold them too.
Based on the current data, yes. Transferring them out right before a run of easier fixtures might be premature, especially if you generally trust the data-driven approach. Let them play these easier games first.
So the overall advice is, despite the listeners' valid concerns about Villa's form and the Forest manager change, the underlying data and upcoming fixtures suggest holding tight for now.
That's what our numbers indicate, yes. Of course, it's always your team, your decision. But if you're leaning on the data, it points towards keeping those players for this upcoming favorable run. Don't panic based on just the first few results or headlines.
Fantastic. Really clear advice there. It just underscores how valuable looking at that deeper data picture can be, cutting through the noise, especially early season. This briefing really aims to give you that analytical edge.
Absolutely. And as we've seen today, sometimes the best FPL moves aren't the most obvious ones, you know? They're not always the headline grabbers. Our data helps you look past that surface level and find the real value.
So the final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah, think about this. What hidden gems or maybe counterintuitive plays will you uncover for your team by digging into the data, by adopting that data-first mindset for the next game week? Go find those edges.